In this video, we are going to explore an abandoned portion of Murphy Canyon Road, which is surprisingly located in the middle of San Diego, California. Murphy Canyon was a major north-south road in San Diego from the early 1900s until the 1960s when it was bypassed by the 15 freeway. The middle portion of the road is still in use today. On its southern end, Murphy Canyon was a northern extension of Ward Road and began at the intersection with Friars Road. Murphy Canyon Road was named for John Murphy, an early San Diego pioneer whose house was located at what is now San Diego Central Petroleum Depot. The southern end of Murphy Canyon Road no longer intersects with Friars Road and becomes a bike path about a half-mile north of Friars Road. The farmlands on Murphy Canyon Road are long gone, replaced by offices and stores such as Walmart. The portion that we're going to explore today is the northern section of the road, which you can see in this 1930s map. This portion can be found at the intersection of Claremont Mesa and Murphy Canyon Road. This is the end of Murphy Canyon Road as it looks today, looking north towards Claremont Mesa Boulevard. And here is the current northern end of Murphy Canyon Road, looking back at Claremont Mesa. As you can see, there's a working stoplight facing this direction, yet there is actually, the road is closed off from here on. It used to be blocked with cement, but they've added a chain link fence here, and we'll head down a little bit further. So this northern portion of Murphy Canyon Road was in use until the 1960s, when it was bypassed by the 15 freeway. Up until the early 1900s, Murphy Canyon Road was pretty much a cow path and rarely used. But then with the opening of Camp Kearney to the north, near where Miramar is today, it became a major road from downtown San Diego up to Camp Kearney. It was one of only two roads that led there. And until the 15 freeway was put in, it was one of the major roads for San Diego heading north. And you can see how the road is starting to become more and more overgrown over the 60 years, but there's still wooden posts where the guardrails would have been. You can see more down there. And as you can see, some more guardrails on what is a little bridge. And when you're walking down this portion of Old Murphy Canyon Road, you'll notice lots of footpaths heading into the bushes Those are made by part of the San Diego's homeless population. So you definitely want to stay on the road when you're on this hike, and probably don't want to go on your own. And the further north you go, the more narrow and narrow the road gets, as it is just more and more overgrown with 60 years of no use on it. Now you can take this way almost all the way to the 52. And then at the 52, the northern side of the 52, you can make out a faint trace of where the road used to be as it heads towards Kearney Via. And I'll show that on a Google Street Map. As you can see at this point, the road is barely visible underneath the sand and vegetation. Occasionally you come across an area with a lot of cement. Looks like something may have been here at one point. I've checked a few different maps to see if I could find out any businesses that were along this way and if there's any foundations of where those businesses may have been. But I really haven't found anything, with the creek right next to it on the eastern side and the hill on the western side. I don't think there would have been a lot of room for businesses in this portion of the road, but I'm just not quite sure. And then you can see here where the road is just completely buried under rocks. And then you can pick it up again right on the other side. It's definitely an interesting hike through a forgotten part of San Diego's history. And it's really interesting that this road is here. Normally, an abandoned road like this you might find outside of the city, but to find it smack dab in the middle of the city of San Diego is pretty unique. And as you can see off in the distance, we're starting to approach the 52 freeway, and we're about as far as we could travel down this portion of Murphy Canyon Road before we'll get blocked off by fencing. As you can see the fence there, and that's about as far as we'll go. And looking at this Google satellite image, you can see the faint outline of where Murphy Canyon Road would have continued from what is now the 52 all the way to Kearney Villa Road. This portion of where the road was is not accessible, however, as it is part of a military base. And that's our look at the abandoned Murphy Canyon Road in San Diego. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.